Hey friends, what's up? It's your boy P here. Gonna make a video today on hopefully some words of encouragement to once again get you, started doing something today. Something, whatever it's gonna take to raise your vibrations. It's been 2 weeks since I made a video. Since my Kundalini experience. What you gotta understand, an experience like that changed my life just completely forever. When something like that happens to you, you're never the same. You're never the same. I had 3 days in a row where first one gradually, second day was the day of there's just the release and the whole the Kundalini energy, I guess. The day that, and then the third day when I made the videotape that I put on YouTube, I was in more control of that, and people that have seen that video, they think that's when the Kundalini happened for me. That's when it arose, and I probably announced it when I said it was the ultimate Kundalini experience, because I was channeling an energy, but the Kundalini experience, when it happens to you suddenly, instead of forcing it to happen, it's much more pleasurable, and in a way that where there's no words for it. The video that I made, that I put out, I've already done it a few times, and I just wanted to show people what they were capable of doing once they put their mind to it. I got a lot of people that either seek that or say that I should seek this and I should seek that, but what they failed to realize is I've been seeking already ever since, ever since I was born, and I guess in past lives I've been seeking. So I've been seeking for a long time. The journey is not, right now. It didn't just start now. It's just gotten like really intense now, but the journey's been going on for a long time. So, as much as I like the comments, I really appreciate all the love and the support, but trust me, friends, when I say that I'm grounded, I'm one with God. There's nothing that can harm me when it comes to Kundalini. There's nothing that can make me do. If anybody's really good, they can study it and watch that video over and over and study it. They will know that I was in full control of letting release, coming back, and reconnecting, and I was in control the whole time. So I've always been seeking. My next step is to even seek even more. That's the best way to put it. But my words of encouragement are for people, push the limits. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something because it's either dangerous or it might be. I've talked to a few people that said, "Oh man, I tried that kind of stuff and it's scary and blah." And it is. It's, man, when you're being taken over at first by an energy that you're not familiar with, it can be scary. But that's where you're dying. That's the ultimate fear, right? Is death. If death is the ultimate fear, then I challenge you to, go find yourself. Go be alone. I challenge you to without any drugs, I mean, some of you might. I've been fortunate enough though. When I was younger, I took a lot of hallucinogens, so my mind is already kind of open to things. It just took a few things to happen in the last few years to really kill the old me, to reborn me into this new person that I am. But don't be afraid to push your limits. And when, you know, in that video that I made, it looked very intense. And some people would go, oh, I would never attempt to do that. And, well, then you'll never experience true bliss while you're alive on this earth if you don't push yourself to the extreme. It's funny. I thought I was very special after I did that with the 3 days. I thought I was very, you know, oh gosh, I'm doing something that not a lot of people have done. But I realize now that that's not true. And I am nobody special. I just did something that needed to be filmed, and I went through something that I needed to make my life better, to heal myself and all that. And I encourage you to do whatever it takes to find yourself, and don't be afraid. Let go and stop polluting yourself, though. You know, if I could tell anybody anything, and I tell in every video I make, stop polluting yourself. You know, the body is an amazing piece of work. It's a perfect machine. And if you just give the body what it wants, which is very, 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 very simple. The body wants water. It wants the right food, which is not animals, regardless of what all you freaks out there say about you need protein and you need meat protein on. Trust me. You don't have a clue what the fuck you're talking about, okay? I'm sure the Atlanteans weren't going around fucking processing cows and making bologna sandwiches, okay? So don't tell me that you need your fucking meat and I'm sorry, I'm getting a little off and upset because, you know, you get a lot of people saying that and they don't have a clue what they're talking about. Here's what the body wants: water, the right food, sleep, and exercise. That's all it wants. And if you give the body that, the body will run like a perfect machine that it is. That's it. You know, so it's not that hard. It's not that simple. My main point of making this video though today was to try to get people to stop complaining so much. Hey, stop for a minute. There's only one way you're ever going to change anything in your life, and that's if you stop complaining. Hey, come here. Come here. The only way you're ever going to stop anything is if you realize that the only person that can change it is you. You can blame people, and you can complain, and you can do, but all you're doing is focusing on that. And that's going to be your life every day until you die. Will be the negativity that you're focusing on. So, I mean, no one is here to make anybody do something that they don't want to do. I'm just a tool, just like everybody out there that's on the internet. But even all the yogis will say, and all the Buddhists will say, and I consider myself a Buddha because I have found that enlightenment. I've already made a video on that. So, you know, if you really care about hearing about how I found enlightenment, go watch that video. I encourage everybody to, because once you find enlightenment, you are Buddha. And, you know, Buddha's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. You know, and everybody asks me, well, if you're Buddha, then why are you so angry still sometimes and you get frustrated? Well, you know, that's what keeps me grounded. You know, it's a good thing what Alan Watts used to say a lot, you know, we need these things. We need, unfortunately, what you would call the devil or call evil. We need them things, because without them things, nothing would be good. I mean, look, everything is balancing out right now. And it's time that human beings start balancing out. It's time that we start taking control of our lives, our minds, our health, and it's really not that hard. It's really, 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 really not that hard. And once people start doing these things that are really, basically, really, 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 really easy, you're going to see minds getting stronger and minds growing. Instead of us always using the right side of the brain, minds are going to start using the whole left side of the brain. It's all about creativity. And that's when dreams are really going to start happening. Right now, you know, we're just in the beginning stages, and it's all about the journey. It's going to be a fun one, but if you don't stop complaining about, you know, things right now, there will be no change for you. It's very true what they say. It's very true when they say that when you are at your darkest hour is when you find your truest light, or, you know, is when you find yourself. Or is when everything sparks and you just, I mean, it's very true. Me and my wife, we're at probably the lowest point ever in our life. You know, I just got told I had cancer for the second time, and that they wanted to do all this fucking shit to me. And right at that time, like not even days later, you know, me and my wife, we lost our baby, you know, my wife was pregnant with. So, you know, we were emotionally, we were physically in hell. I mean, emotionally in hell. And I didn't run off. I didn't complain. I didn't, matter of fact, if anything, I laughed at the doctor, the surgeon, who was describing what he wanted to do to me. But I won't get started on that. It gives me too much anxiety. But the point is, we were in hell. And because I went searching on the internet, and I wouldn't stop until I found something that motivated me. Because I knew, in order for one, I knew to beat cancer, I had to do it the natural way. I knew it. That's the only way to beat cancer, is the natural way. First of all, you shouldn't even have cancer. I mean, there shouldn't even be anything like cancer. But unfortunately, you know, let's not go there, but there is cancer. One day there will not be, but right now there is. And there's ways to kill it naturally and beat it naturally. So I encourage everybody to get on the internet. If you know, I've made videos on that as well if you want to check that out. But I knew that I believed I could beat cancer naturally. I knew it. So at the lowest point of me and my wife's life, I went on the internet and started watching videos. And I didn't care what videos I had to watch to make me feel good, to make me happy, to make me whatever it took to raise my vibration, to make my body vibrate to where I felt good. You know that feeling. I tell it all the time. It's goosebumps. That's why people go into scary Halloween places. They get them goosebumps. That's another story. Raise your vibration. And I knew that's what I had to do, no matter what. My wife was in her own hell, and she was in the hell a lot deeper than me, because unfortunately, that's my wife's like second or third miscarriage, and it's been like, we're not even going to go there, but the point is, she was in the worst place than I was. And I had just got told I had cancer for the second time. So, I don't mean to weigh it out like who had it worse, but I honestly believe she had it worse because I was more optimistic. So, and all it took was one video. It took one video to make me realize, you know what? This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. And it was Will Smith, and that was all. That's all it took. I don't even know what video it was, well, ironically enough, it was my son that led me to a video that he said that in. That's funny. Because I'm always telling my son to get motivated and, you know, to do whatever you can, and here he is teaching me and showing me something that just put me on a natural high that I had never felt in my life ever. Like I couldn't sleep for days. Me and my wife got a disability. My wife got a disability check. I'm not going to tell you how much, but I'll tell you what, we went to the casino and spent $1,000 like it was nothing. But that night we met people and created an energy that I would have paid and lost $1 million fucking dollars for. $1 billion. There's no amount of money that I would have spent that night to see my wife's face, because it was that night. Fortunately enough, the first time I had seen my wife come back to life, because I'm telling you right now, when I watched that video and I started coming to life and I was riding that high, I had to pull my wife out of hell. And when I did, and I did, because I would not give up on her. She wanted to go to doctors and get on fucking antidepressants and all this bullshit and blah blah. And I let her have her free will at first. But then I had to step in as a husband because I've been on the whole Zoloft and all that bullshit and fucking, you know, all the world has. But, you know, I knew it wasn't no good for her, so I couldn't even let her do it in the first place. But I let her have her free will, and she did it. Well, once I seen her going slowly deeper in hell, it wasn't long after I watched that video and I was riding that high that I said, no more, I'm not going to let you do this to yourself. And I took them pills and I hit them, and of course she got upset, either like a drug addict would, or or an alcoholic. You take their alcohol away. It's like, oh, you're taking my free will away. And you know what? To save someone's life, sometimes you gotta fucking take their free will away. That's what God did to me when I had cancer. God was telling me, hey, you know what? If you don't change now, because I'm taking your free will away to live. If you don't change now, you're going to die. So I basically had to do the same thing to my wife. I told her, you know, look, this is how it is. If you want to stay on these pills, you want to live that life where you want to, you know, let doctors do, I'm going to leave you. I told her that. My soulmate, my best friend in the world, my everything. I told her that. I said, I will leave you. Because she got extremely mad with me when I took away the pills and I took away her free will. But I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was doing was right. So it was nothing to do for me. It was wrong to her because she wasn't thinking right. But it wasn't a few days right after that anyway, you know, we got that money. And because, you know, I'm going to tell you right now, once you start letting go, money's an illusion fucking anyway. But things just come to you anyway, positive things. So that was the first night I seen, you know, my wife smile, and it was worth what we spent. And it's sad, we've had our up and down since that, but you know, because I rode that high for a little while. I did, you know, and it felt great. But of course, you know, reality smacked us back in the face, and I had to go searching some more. And that's when I learned some techniques to do the whole Kundalini, which I had no clue about Kundalini experiences anyway. I was only just testing the waters of meditation. So Look, I've made edited videos on that. I mean, today I really don't want to dive into that. I just want to tell you mostly that you got step number one